Hi, this is Sweet June. How's everybody doing today? Finally warming up here in Michigan. It was 80 degrees today. My legs are feeling better. My varicose veins have been bothering me for the last 2 weeks. Been in a lot of pain because when it gets cold, sometimes when it gets cold, and I think over the past couple of weeks, there's been a lot of moisture in the air in addition to being cold. So I think that's why my legs was bothering me. But today they were a lot better. They didn't hurt me too bad. So definitely the warm weather definitely goes in my favor. Oh man, I was waiting on it to get warm up here. It takes forever for it to get warm up here. Winter is the longest season here in Michigan. It's crazy, but I'm so glad that it's finally done warmed up. Now here comes all the bugs. It's one of the drawbacks of summer, the bugs. Oh boy. Anyway, have you guys mm, been checking out the TMC? Keon. I keep calling. I don't know why I keep wanting to call him Keon. I keep wanting to call him Keon. Kanye. Kanye. That's his name. Kanye's rants. First, he said that. Well, I'm not going to get into the. I don't get into politics. Well, everybody's upset because he um, said some positive stuff about Trump and appear to be a Trump supporter, but I'm not here to get into all that. I'm not trying to get into all that. What I'm upset about is his latest rant that he just did. I have an issue with his latest rant, what he said about slavery. You guys caught that? He said that slavery was a choice. He was on TMZ, did a live interview, and he said that slavery was a choice. Wow. When I heard him say that, I was like, wow, seriously? Are you serious? I'm like, I knew he was having some mental health issues and stuff, but now allegedly, figured he had some mental health issues. I wasn't 100% sure. Now I'm absolutely sure that he's having some mental health issues. Why on God's earth would you say slavery was a choice? Like these people choose, our ancestors choose to go through all the horrific things that they went through, and I kind of marinated on that, and I said, you know what? I said we have, we have us black people, African Americans, living in 2018, living in this time period. We have absolutely no idea what our ancestors went through. We really have no idea. We really could not. I mean, we've seen now. Most people have seen Roots, and I think they redid Roots. We've seen, movies depicting slavery. We've There's books out about slavery. We've seen a lot of pictures. Um, but at the end of the day, we have no idea. We absolutely have no idea all the pain and the suffering that our ancestors endured. We have no idea. We really can't wrap our minds around it when it comes down to it. I got the marinating on that, and I was like, you know what? We really have no idea what our people really went through. We have no idea how much our people really suffered. I mean, from our ancestors being thrown off the boat on the journey here, on the way from the journey here that they were making from Africa to the United States. All of our ancestors, I don't know how many of them, hundreds of them, probably thousands of them, got thrown off the boat, and their remains are probably still on the bottom of the ocean somewhere. Uh, the rapes, the beatings, the stripping of our culture, the 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 breaking up of the families. I mean, I can't, as a mother, I couldn't wrap my mind around that. As a mother, I could not. I tried to imagine that one day. I tried to imagine me having my sons and somebody just taking my son like after I had given birth to my son, somebody just snatching my son away and giving sent off to God knows where. And I have absolutely no idea where my son is. I couldn't, as a mother, I couldn't even wrap my mind around that. I can't even imagine someone taking my son and just snatching him from me and just sending him off somewhere to go live with somewhere else. And after that, I have no idea where he's at or if he's dead or alive or, and just imagine. I try to imagine the mothers back then. I try to imagine the mothers, the pain the mothers must have went through being separated from their children, because this is what happened in slavery. They would have the slave auctions, and they were breaking up families all over the place. You know, the fathers, the husbands, the wives, they had absolutely no regard for the family, for the black family structure back in slavery. And truth be told, they still don't. But we have control over that now. That's the difference. We got control over it now, whereas back in slavery, our people had absolutely no power. Our people had absolutely no control over the breakup of the families. Just imagine the emotional pain that they must have endured by, just having the families broke up like that and sold off to different plantations. And not to mention, we can't even begin to imagine the beatings. I mean, we've all seen pictures of the backs of the slaves, the backs of the black male slaves, and all the welts and the scars and everything. Can you imagine that? Can you absolutely imagine being beaten like that, being whipped like that? Can you imagine being whipped across your back like that and having all these open sores and welts on your back? Can you imagine that? Try sleeping like that. Could you? My mind, I'd be trying to think, how did they sleep, with their back all messed up like that? We have no idea. We have no idea what our people endured. It doesn't matter the movies that we watched or the books we might have read about it, or, uh, you know, um, the pictures that we've seen, the stories that was told. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, we're learning about it, but we absolutely have no idea. At the end of the day, we have no idea what our people endure. Our ancestors endured a lot. They endured a lot. We think we're going through some stuff now. We ain't going through nothing compared to what our ancestors went through. Our ancestors endured a great amount of suffering. Um, and then on top of that, I haven't even gotten into being work for free. Could you imagine going to your job and your boss telling you, "I'm not paying you anymore. You about to work for free"? Could you imagine that? Oh, well, you can't afford your house. Okay, let me give you the shack to live in while you're working for me. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine your boss going to work and your boss telling you that they're not paying you anymore, and you have, of course, going to lose your home. You lose your home, they give you a little shack to live in. For food, they throw you scraps off of their table. What they don't eat, they'll throw the scraps to your family for your family to cook and eat, because these are the things that happen in slavery. See, we can't even wrap our mind around it. We can't even begin to wrap our mind around the suffering that our ancestors endured. They suffered. They endured a great amount of suffering. I mean, I can't, I don't know about you guys, but I can't wrap my mind around it. I try to imagine it, but it's like you can't even begin to imagine the suffering and the pain that and everything that our ancestors had to endure. And this on top of that, imagine not getting the proper medical care. You know, the hangings, and I mean, it's endless. It's endless. I mean, just everything, all the atrocities and the suffering and the pain and everything that our ancestors endured. We cannot begin to imagine. We can't begin to imagine. And we ain't even talking about. I haven't even talked about the suffering that they endured on the journey on the slave ship from the journey from Africa to the United States. Can you imagine that? I can't imagine it. I don't know about you guys, but I can't imagine it. I mean, inhumane. You wouldn't do animals like that. The way they did our ancestors on them boats, you wouldn't even people wouldn't even do an animal like that. People wouldn't even do livestock like that. Animals would probably have better living conditions on a boat than what our people had on the journey from Africa to the United States. A lot of them didn't survive the journey. It's a lot of them that didn't make it. But the ones that did endure and made it through all that, they were the strongest. They were the strongest of all of our ancestors. They were the strongest. And I have to mention that we are the descendants of those strong slaves that endured all that. So I don't know why we running around here tripping and doing all these things that we're doing. Well, I'm not going to say we because I'm not doing it, but our people, you know, a lot of our people are running around here doing this and that and the other. We come from strong stock. When you really marinate and you think about it, our ancestors was the strongest. Only the strong survived. Literally, it was only the strong that survived. And our ancestors, if they had endured it, then we wouldn't be here. You know, so they were the strongest slaves to endure all that suffering and all that pain and torture and everything that they went through. And so when I think about that, when he said that, that's when I started marinating on all that. I said, you know what, we can't imagine. And I said, you know, that's a slap in the face. That is a slap in the face to all of our ancestors that endured all that suffering. That is like us literally a slap in the face, saying that it was a choice. That's like it's literally like a slap in the face to all of our ancestors that had to endure all that suffering. It's literally like it's a slap in the face to them. And my thought was, how could he say something like that? I mean, how on earth could he say something like this? I mean, I just I just couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe that was coming out of his mouth. I really didn't. And the guy that the black guy that was on TMZ, because they played it out, they played it on Facebook. He told him. He said, man, he said this. He said it's wrong. He said that's wrong what you said. He said it's wrong for you to say that about our people. He said that's wrong. He told him. He told him. I don't know everything he said verbatim, but he told him. The black guy. You guys take a look at it if you got Facebook. I know it came up on my feed, so I watched it, and I just couldn't believe that. I just couldn't believe that came out of his mouth. So I'm like, if I had any kind of doubts about his mental health before. I have no doubts no more. He's absolutely dealing with some mental health issues. Because my question is, how did we go from Bush is a racist during Hurricane Katrina to slavery was a choice? How did we get here with Keon? I mean Kanye. See, I keep want to call him Keon. How did we get here? How did we go from that's what I was talking. That's what I was marinating on. I'm like, okay, how did we get from Bush is a racist to slavery was a choice? How did we get there? How did he get to this place? And people say because he's been hanging around the Kardashians, he's married to Kim, and I don't know. I'm not on here to bash anybody or talk negative about anybody. I just don't understand how did he go from that extreme? Because I know that since his mom passed, in all due respect, since his mom passed away, um, Kanye's been different. He hasn't been right. He hasn't been right since his mom passed. I mean, he's been really technically really been having issues since his mom passed away. I mean, he took it really hard. Of course, losing a mother is extremely hard, and the way he lost her, she died because she was trying to have plastic surgery and everything. And she had wound up having complications. God rest her soul. But he just hasn't been right since he lost his mother. You know. So I mean, I'm just, you know what? My prayers are gonna go out to Keon. I mean, Kanye. See, there I goes. I keep want to call him Keon. My prayers are gonna go out to Kanye. I mean, the brother is dealing with some serious issues. I just could not believe he said that. I said, I gotta address it. I said because I'm not on here. I'm not Wendy Williams. I'm not trying to be like Wendy Williams and come on here and gossip about everything and celebrities and all that. But I don't know. I just had to address that because I was just so shocked that he came on nationwide TV and said that. You know, it's just like a slap in the face to our ancestors. It really is. All the suffering and everything that they had to endure. And he said something like this. Like, wow, it's like he's making light of it. There's nothing, absolutely nothing light about slavery. Well, let me know, guys, what you think in the comment section about Keon. I mean, he's losing it, and then he admits to having an opioid uh, um, addiction. That he got addicted to opioids, opioids, whatever. He admitted to being addicted to opioids. Opioids. I can't say that because he said I'm trying to have plastic surgery, liposuction. Just for you guys, because I don't want you guys calling me fat. And I'm like, Kia, I'm like, Kanye, please stop worrying about what people think. I don't know what it's like to be a celebrity. I get it that it's a lot of pressure, but good gracious, you can't get to the place where you worrying so much about what people saying that you doing things to your body. That's just what they do, but it's not healthy. It's just not healthy. It's just not a healthy frame of mind. Well, I'm gonna keep Kanye prayed up. Wow. That's just mind blowing. But anyway, let me know, guys, what you think in the comment section about this thing Kanye said. And I got some more interesting video topics coming up, so stay tuned, like, and subscribe. Thanks to all my subscribers. My scribes are building up. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Got some more interesting video topics coming up. This is Sweet Jean.